Hello. I would like to document another police encounter for my wonderful viewer. So it's always the fat tire e-bike that causes me the trouble. Like I've mused on it and people just don't like them. Like we talk about why people don't like them, because they're ridden by immigrants. Because they mug off. You can be sitting there in $100,000 car and an e-bike will just gently mug you off. So not only does mugging you off your success, it's they're just an offence. I don't know what it will take to turn the opinion on them, run. Paint them rainbow colours maybe, put a wig on them, fucking start lobbying for anti-e-bike hate in the parliament. Yeah, so it's just a class thing, innit? I don't drive, got my fat tire e-bike, perfectly happy. I've hacked the school run, zooming past people in $100,000 motors. Is that right, is it? Pew! The way our school's laid out, it's a big, huge, it's like 5 years old, brand new campus. It was built through the COVID times to make, to drag a group of wee villages out of the Stone Age, because there were a wee cluster of villages and there was like inter-village violence and aggro, especially with the young people, and frequently along sectarian lines. There was a Catholic school and Protestant schools and stuff, and we need to get rid of that old bigotry that's deep in these villages. Just a wash over for the weaponisation or religion for political change. People will go end up believing in that shit generationally. That's the thing with a belief system. But we're clawing our way out of the pit with this new super school. Thanks to the people that made that happen. Everybody is also keen to moan and whinge and have a go and point out mistakes. And there are. And you need to be vigilant. But you got to give credit where it's due, and whoever the organisation behind it, that getting that school there gets my respect. So the road, the pavement network to the school is just horrific. There's hardly a way to get there without getting squeezed by feckin' lorries. So I tend to stay off the road as much as possible on the e-bike. So what I do is I cut down early by a little health centre, and I go along the school grounds really carefully. I know the law. It's a legal e-bike. I put it on mode 3, which gets me down to 8 miles an hour. 8 miles an hour is legal for pavements. That's the same speed as the legal micro scooters and the legal elderly buggies. Although I'm sure I've seen a few of them fucking overclocked, to be honest. Some of them go scary fast. Anyway, so I'm perfectly legal. And they got a bit of trouble with the big bad boys and girls hanging out the back there, because it's like the tail end of the school. And most mornings you get whiffs of dope. I've not smelt it for a while, but that's because I haven't been down there for a while. Because a policeman told me to stop, and he's been directed there to probably a large part due to my complaints about. Just say, look, there's a stink of dope at the back of the school. You want to do something about it anytime I smell it. So it's probably largely due to myself that I got policed, and that's alright. Like a fool would try to draw a false equivalent between my use of dope, use of marijuana throughout my life, and what goes on in a government area involving children. Only a fool would try to draw. Like, oh, you're a big hypocrite, you smoke the dope. That's fucking bollocks. I'm a grown-ass man. And I'm the first to admit that my dope use is devastating in my life. So don't even try it. So yeah, get that out there. But so they got a policeman, big tall guy. Woo! Like to see it. And he was... he's cleared it up, he moves them along, he gets rid of the bad boys that come in to sell the wee girls vapes, and dope, presumably. He's done a great job clearing up the aesthetic of the place. And they've stopped cars for doing hair-raising U-turns on a T-junction. during the school run, which is invaluable. It keeps me safe. At the same time, they've banned me for using that bit of road. Because he came up and I recognised what he's done, what he's achieved, his job. So I was respectful. I was like, hello, sir. And then he's like, we just did a wee chat, and he's like, we've cleared up the back end of the school here. Like, that's his role. And I was like, you've done a great job. Well done. I appreciate you. And then he's like, he starts talking about appearances. Appearances are everything. He's alluding to the bigotry against e-bikes, especially the fat tyre e-bikes. And I can imagine what's happened. The wee dope smokers and the parents that do a quick UE there have been nabbed and told off. And then they've went, what about? They've done the old what aboutism. What about that guy in the e-bike? And that's quite amusing to imagine that's happened. Yeah, the wee kids, the wee smelly toe rags that sell the vapes have probably, but what about him and his e-bike? It's like, cause they're selling e-cigarettes and they're getting huckled for it. They're like, well, that grown man on an e-bike, anything with an E in it, anything with an E. Yeah, they're going after it. So there you go. He was winning with me. I was like, man, I appreciate what this man's done. He's speaking to me politely. He's done a great job, and he asked me to comply and take the bike round the long way of the school. And I did defend myself to a degree. I said, look, I'll keep my speed down. I know it doesn't look great, but it's perfectly legal. And then he was like, yeah, well, please comply. At this stage, all I'm doing is asking you. So there's a threat in there, a wee threat implication came in. So I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And that's where the conversation should have ended, but it didn't. He kept talking. And he went and said, and because he was on a train of thought, he didn't hear me complying. He was going through his performance, and he had the last wee bit of his performance to say, even though he'd already won. So he continued his threat. He doubled down on it, saying, well, if you don't, then we'll have a good look over that e-bike, and maybe I laughed at him. I grinned in his face, and I nodded. I went, well, you do that, you carry on. You think I'm going to spend £1,000 on an e-bike and not know the law around about it? Fucking idiot. So he was doing great, right up to 9 out of 10 in the conversation. Like, fine, approached me great, engaged me great, convinced me to do something because I want to improve the school. Like, that's what I'm all about. I want to improve the area, make things better. Yeah, that old chestnut. Folk around here don't get it. And then he overstepped the mark. Yeah, he underestimated me. Spoke to me like a bad wee boy. Yeah, so I got the hump. I said, bring it on. Basically, my response was, bring it on. This thing's legal, I'm legal. I'm no breaking the law doing this. And then we just kind of awkwardly parted ways. I just said, right, I'll go round the top way. And then immediately just drove down the normal way. Right in front of him while he's watching. Well, he didn't say right now. And only upon being 30 metres away from him and feeling him looking at me in the back of the head did I realise what I'd done. But then it was too late. You just got to do the thing and then fucking stand by it. It happened. I'm dealing with it. So that was amazing. I'm not running up to the gate and going on that road extra time. I drop him off at the foot of the school and he walks the length of the school. He's a big boy. He's nearly 8. Jesus. Yeah, there you go. Have a nice day.